stuff in there. I don't know how you want to do it, Heather.
Cleaner the better. I like things to be clean.
Okay, so maybe you could make it like protocol to wash these out after when you return it. Maybe you wash it out and scrape it out and then place it back here.
I think, yeah, whenever you take whenever there is not a frame inside of this, you should pull it out.
Yeah. And you might want to even bleach them. I bleach them every once in a while because they're pretty nasty.
Given that we're infecting them with nosema and things like that, I think it's good. Look at see this bearding behavior?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would recommend smoking already. They're seeming pretty angry already.
So I don't have just.
But which are we going to?
I mean, I see. The thing is, okay, they tend to keep most of the honey up on top.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really heavy, and you're gonna find all the brood down here. So.
Which hive are we gonna open?
Let's do just. I guess we'll do one of the bigger ones just so I'll show you. It can kind of be a pain, and I would recommend working in a group to get the thing off.
Definitely.
Do it slow. Be gentle with it. I mean, they
don't smash them around.
They can get really, really heavy, and I mean, they can weigh a lot. Like, you know, if you have this, if there's 10 frames in here, and each one can be fully full with honey, it's, you know, at least 5 pounds.
So the barm can't lift it with that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if each is 5 pounds, you're already dealing with like 60 pounds of wood and, you know, honey and everything. It's, you know, pretty absurd. So, work as a team, and they're kind of also not optimal to move around because the lips are not very easy to grab onto. Anyway, we're not even using this
and
today.
also that top is not,
Anyway,
can't lift it up by the top.
we won't be putting a frame in here today, but I guess I'll show you. We'll put it back. We'll put it in there like we were going to take it away. I guess we'll do this one over here. And then you guys hear hive tools and whatnot.
So smokers should
So
blast.
guys, come over here, and optimally when you're doing this, you want to stand on the side of the hive, not at the mouth, because the bees are flying back into the entrance.
So where's the side?
Right here.
Yeah, so you just don't want to block the entrance, and it seems like there's enough space for them to fly past you, but eventually you'll see like a big cloud of bees forming behind you that are just waiting to go back to the hive because they don't feel comfortable going past you. So you
can all come over here, it'll be easier.
Yeah.
So like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can stand there, and then, you know, whatever way two of you can stand here, and that way you should be easy stuff. Yeah, smoke it also. And when you're smoking, you don't have to do too much. I mean, you know, you can kind of go at it. But try not to get too close to them because it comes out really hot and sometimes shoots out flames. And you can actually kill the bees. Yes. So once you smoke, you'll see they kind of go inside. And you just stand right here, they'll come back in then. Yeah, so you'll see that they'll start flying at the mouth. You see how they were all kind of behind you? Mm-hmm. They get kind of confused.
Yeah, they don't like the distance.
Okay, and what you can first do is you take off the top and you can smoke up here a little bit if you like.
So the smoke there and inside into the hole a little bit.
Yeah, so get in there and you can smoke that. It's okay to stand in front for like a second. I'm just saying, like, it's not a good habit to stand there the entire time. You'll notice that like there's like 1,000 bees on your back.
So like access from the side.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the bees smoked a little bit, right? I typically throw it back on top. I'm gonna guess this is gonna be very heavy also. But you'll probably want to make some room for yourself wherever you are. You can move around tables and those black things sometimes, you know, make life easier. Take off the top. Just trying to make it so they're not as pissed as they're going to be. And they use what's called propolis, which is basically a whole bunch of different types of tree resins to seal these up. So when you're opening a hive, you really have to use a hive tool.
The bees do that, not us, though.
Yes, exactly. So it's kind of like a glue, and it just seals up everything. And as you can see right here, this is a heavy one, so I'm going to get a better grip on this. No, I got it. I'm just going to grab it like a bear.
But we don't want to do that.
Probably you'd want two people helping you.
Yeah, I'd go with each side. There's like a little ledge on each side. A little lip. Not much, but it'll work.
Yeah, there's tiny little handles there.
And lid came off this one, but we'll deal with that in a little. Anyway, you press them down, you kill a whole bunch that way. So I just put them on their side like this. I don't know what's optimal.
Yeah, we want to try to squish as few as possible because when you squish them, alarm pheromone is released and that acts as a positive feedback signal so that recruits more angry bees to that area. It also releases alarm pheromone and then everyone.
It's fine. I'm going to close it right now.
So why did you lay this on its side?
I just didn't want to squish the ones on the bottom, but you can lay it on its bottom. Let's just do that. Makes life easier in this case. This usually doesn't happen.
It smells some bananas.
Oh yeah, you're gonna smell it. This hive is huge. It's packed.
Wow.
This is a very healthy hive.
Oh my
There
god.
we go. Okay.
Do you want me to put this
I feel like Nicole would be screaming right
So
now.
right now we're
She's
squishing
here.
some on the bottom, but that's life. You're gonna notice that there's gonna be some death in this when you open a hive, and that's why it's good to mark which one you used on the Google Doc.
We also want to take from different hives every time and note which hive we take from. Which Karina and Annie will both be familiar with.
And you'll see them kind of go down. And when you smoke from the bottom, they tend to go up into this part, so you can get a lot less bees. So this tends to be where the queen hangs out, and that's where all the eggs are being laid. Right here you guys can see larvae. You see, as I took the two pieces apart, basically the bees had grown these combs above just the frames. Okay. Now, you first want to create a little bit of room. That's the optimal way to do this. So what I typically do is I go on the sides. Typically these sides don't have brood on them. This colony is quite large though, so it might have brood. And kind of like you're working through like a filing cabinet or something. I don't know how to really describe this in the best way. But you kind of want to pull these out as gently as possible.
Yeah, without squishing.
It is a difficult process, believe me. Ugh. But right here, this is mostly honey. Okay? So this is all capped honey right here.
Wow.
Okay? And you'll see when I show you the brood looks a lot different. Okay? And that's the uncapped ones right there are going to be pollen. You see right there? Yeah. Towards the middle? Mm-hmm. Right there, that's going to be pollen. Okay, so this is not what you want. Okay? This is honey. It looks beautiful. It's tasty. Delicious.
But we're not allowed to eat it for posterity.
And now once you've done that, we can do some more smoke. It's always good. You see them coming back up, smoke them back down. And I'm noticing that my smoker is getting a little low, so I'm going to go grab the back.
Oh yeah.
You want to go grab the back real quick?
Yeah. Alex, we need at least like 2 people in here for one.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to take one.
Right, but if you do normally,
Yes.
This
Yes.
one's still got some.
Yes, I will. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna get some more. So we have the frame out right now. We can keep smoking. It's fine. Let's keep smoking. We'll keep them at bay. Fantastic. Okay. Should be beautiful. Okay. And we don't have any frames here.
oh, you guys want to let them through for now?
What I would do is, on the way back, I'll show you guys where frames are that you guys can get. Anyhow, let's keep going through this hive.
So whenever you take out a frame, you need to replace it with a frame. Otherwise, they build really weird comb structures that are not very convenient for us to work with.
Yes, and the next time you work with the colony, that frame will most likely have to be destroyed, and it will really piss off the bees.
Where do you get the extra frames?
I'll show you on the way back.
Oh,
Yeah.
so-
Basically, there's typically a colony or two that's dead here, and I just go into that and I just grab one of the frames. Okay, so when we're looking at this is all pollen, pretty much. You guys want to be able to identify pollen? There you go.
Whoa.
See all the colors?
Yeah.
Okay. You've seen this 1,000
I
times.
have seen
I know,
pollen.
1,000 times. It's very pretty though. Nice.
It is pretty. I like the
Gorgeous. Okay, this one right here is we're looking at a brood frame, and this has a pretty good amount of cells on it, but there's probably one with larger amount. So you're looking at this like suede reddish color. That's going to denote that this is actually going to have a pupae inside of it. Okay, and it's developing into a larvae, and you really don't know the life stage just by looking at this. But typically, yeah, you'll see the bees feeding right there. I think it's a drone.
Yeah, so these
No, that's a
big
regular
puffy
bee.
ones are drone cells.
Yeah, right there.
There's another one there.
Okay, so you have our drones in there. There's no real way unless you open these.
Ah, wax moth.
There you go. Look at it. Look at the gross little one. So that right there,
Oh,
it's a wax moth.
larva. So they actually eat the wax.
There's a.
They're not really.
The world's
definitely
greatest restaurant in the world. It's called Noma.
harmful. Gross.
Have you heard of that place?
No.
It's in Denmark. They're using wax moth to make like a dish.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Anyway, these guys suck. These are the bane right here.
Are they?
They eat the wax, and if they get
Yeah, they're a parasite, but they don't really. In a colony this size, they're not causing.
Yeah,
a lot
but
of
they'll
damage.
get to a large enough level, they'll decimate the colony.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the colony has to be a little bit weak in order for that to happen.
Anyhow, if you want to, you can uncap a couple of these, kind of see what life stage they are. If you kind of go over, you'll see there's different life stages of a bee. This one has black eyes right here. So it goes from red-eyed pupae to black-eyed pupae. This one probably has 3 to 4 days until it is going to emerge. So you can kind of get an idea through that means. I mean, you are killing the bees in that way, so, you know, probably don't go through. This one's a red-eyed pupae, and it's uncapped. You see that? It's kind of hard to see. It has red eyes. So I believe that's like 2 to 3 days younger than that one, I believe.
Where?
It's right there.
Oh.
You see how it has its head?
So then they cap them? As they
Yes.
get older?
They actually...
Cap them after they enter
wow.
the pupa stage. So they start out as grubs. So they start out as eggs, right?
Yeah.
And then the eggs hatch into grubs, which they spend like 10 days in that phase. I can't remember.
about 7. Oh, well, about 10 actually. You're right. I usually get them in 3 days post-hatch. And
Yeah, and then they'll
those
go
are
into the
drones.
cells when they start to transition, or they'll be in the cells anyway. They'll cap the cells though when they're transitioning.
I know there's a lot of smoke and it probably burns your eyes. I'm sorry. It's horrible. Okay, anyhow. If you see them coming back up to the top, or if you see them kind of not gorging as much, it's a good sign that you should smoke more. Okay? And I'll calm them back down. Okay, so this frame right here looks pretty good, honestly. You probably want to bring this back. It's kind of hard sometimes to get, you know, a frame that you know all the bees are going to be emerging the next day, so it's kind of a crapshoot. So you kind of have to be variable with your planning.
We only need at most like 40 bees, so.
You should be okay. I mean, in most of these cases, the way these emerge typically is, I believe it's from the outside to the inside they tend to emerge.
Yeah, because the outside is warmer. Or no, it's the inside is warmer.
Inside tends to emerge first, then it goes towards the
I
outside.
think so.
Yeah, so you can kind of tell that this one's emerging right now. You see its head's coming through? Or head's coming? Yeah, so you'll see that.
Bees being born.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Aw.
So
And they're really cute because occasionally they'll help each other out of the cell, so they like kind of grab each other's hair.
Oh.
okay, and I guess I'll show you the whole stage right here. I know it's a lot of horrible smoke. You'll get used to your eyes burning like no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I typically give it like 1 shake, 3, and then what I'll do is I will grab my brush, and I'll, Heather, if you want to grab the box behind you. That's fine. I'll brush off, 95% of the bees. 10's okay. 10 bees on there's okay. And I'll place this inside, okay? I also recommend bringing a crayon all over and before you're usually going to be only taking 1 frame, or how many? One. Okay, then I guess it will be okay to know exactly which frame it is. You won't have issue. You can put multiple frames in here. But typically I scrape off a bit and I quickly denote where I got the frame from and the date.
Yeah, that's useful and probably good practice to do that.
Yeah, and that way other people know that that frame was taken that day also.
Oh, so you write directly on the
Yeah, there's some crayons inside of the trailer, and in there they're blue. You can kind of write on them. Alternatively, you can just use a Sharpie.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if we just close it up like that.
So these are like leather things.
You want to make sure that it goes down all the way. So in this case, it isn't, because there's like some weird deformation on the bottom, which might lead to bees getting out.
Yeah, so you need to scrape that stuff off.
Yeah, so what you can do is just grab your hive tool and then just go on it and just scrape that off. And then you can just place it near the colony and they'll eat that back up over the course of a couple days. And, yep. So you'll place it inside. There we go. Just throw the top on, make sure that's secure, and then you're good to go. Also, when you're carrying it, like this maybe with one hand, you'll notice that a gap forms here
Yeah.
that allows bees to get out. So, you might have taken your hood off, or you might be walking back somewhere. If there's still bees in there, they could fly out and potentially bother you a bit.
Okay.
So just be wary of how you hold it. Maybe the best way to hold it is against you like this, nice and tight, or with both hands probably is optimal, just to make sure. Also,
Do you bring the black bag out here with you?
exactly. Typically the black bag, you can bring it out here with you. That's fine also. You can, but then bees might get caught in it. I might bring this back and then back it over to BFS.
Okay.
But that's your choice.
There's a stash. There's 4 of those nets all together, and the last time I saw them, we put them into the wet lab in marine biology. So they're up on a shelf in the wet lab. I guess they're